Well, today, pretty much the functions of the shot we did was I was driving my mother's car and driving back and forth down the streets trying to either pick up my partner Angel or to drive away from the evil ninjas or drive to the evil ninjas. I also played a ninja because we didn't have enough actors, so I put a mask on my head and went outside the window.
Okay, so you play the character David Harper. How would you describe your character?
Retarded is a word that comes to mind. No, let's see. He's in the first half of the movie. It's just a dorky, goofy character. It's like you think he's the kind of like the sidekick who's gonna die first. But towards the end of the movie, he becomes more serious, becomes more of the like focus of the movie, which is kind of different from most because usually it's like the goofy guy's the sidekick, not the lead. I'm a white Will Smith, less handsome, more chubby, not as rich. but pretty much Will Smith, you know.
Do you find yourself getting cast as the dorky guy, or?
Oh, hells yeah. I mean, come on. That's all the roles you get. I mean, I do believe I can play serious. I just don't prefer to. I mean, I'm a goofy guy, and I know that's what my character is, so when I'm going for roles, I usually tend to want to try out for the goofy sidekick rather than the lead hero. So that has to do with this movie too. I'm like, okay, give me the goofy character.
Okay. And how did you get involved with this project?
I've known him, or the director, Nicholas Acosta, since high school. He was the one who got me introduced to video production. I'm mostly a stage actor, and so whenever he does a movie, he recruits me, and I usually play something, or I help backstage, or do. So yeah, for the past 3-4 years, it's just random free work and gas and money. And, producing. I hate you. Yeah, pretty much I'm the producer because I always pay.
Me too. High five.
Yeah, pretty much anyone who knows Nick is a producer because they're always paying for him. Freaking cheap Jew.
Sorry,
Go on.
I had my headphones on. Can't hear. What?
So speaking on Nick, how is he like as a director?
He's a cheap hobo. That's pretty much. It's like for example, he's really good when he knows what he wants to do, but when he doesn't know what to do, it's hell on earth. It's a lot of just random, like, trying to find shots. We usually have a pre-plan, but we don't have any shots, like, storyboard. There we go. And sometimes it does get a little frustrating when everyone's kind of messing around. He wants something to have shot. So Nick does have tiffs once in a while. So to calm him down, we have our keyword. So if he's getting a little out of control, we just say taco, and he's supposed to calm down, but doesn't tend to.
Because I haven't had to for a while.
Okay, I'll add that he has gotten a lot better. When we were filming during high school for like screenplay, all these other various movies, he would just flip out and get angry. And since we've graduated, gone to college, he's gotten much better at it, handling his emotions and not trying to put all the stress on everyone else. Well, we got a couple hot girls kind of walking around while we're doing it, so I'm pretty good most of the day. It kind of depends. It seems that every single day that we just pick some random guy, like, hey, we need an actor, come over. So far we've been shooting 2 days, and it's been quite different both days. Is this kind of like pretty much the set cast, or do we have a lot more people coming?
We have like set more, but
So,
I think she's asking more like Kimmy and Julio.
Like
and
chemistry.
Chemistry-wise, we're always goofing around. The guy named Chris, he plays one of the ninjas who gets booted out of my car, and I pretty much maybe like met him once before, never talked to him, and yesterday I meet him and we're just goofing around, roughhousing, punching each other. I shot him in the leg with a BB gun. That was kind of fun. So yeah, the chemistry is really good, and half the people I already know already because we kind of, the whole Adam Sandler has, you know how he has all the same actors, same deal with us. We always have kind of the same group of people just helping out. So it's always fun times. That's why I do it, and for free.
Do you have any funny anecdotes you want to share?
I have a crap load. Funny things that I
just a funny anecdote.
Yeah, just right there. He just says Nick, if he could, would be a one-man show because he acts out everything he wants and tells you to do it exactly the way he does it. So he'll act out the scene and say, okay, do it exactly like that. So you don't really have much difference. Plus, he doesn't tell you what to do. He'll say, okay, do this, now go. And you'll be like,
No.
yeah, he forget.
Basically, I want it this way, but basically, I want
Yeah, but
it
basically
this
I want it like this, but I kind of want it like this. And then he'll just say go. So I'm in the car, and he's like, okay, you need to say funny things as the guy goes running past. No, go. And I'm like, funny anecdote. Haha. Whatever. Okay. So yeah, I just usually do random stuff. I sometimes burst out in song. I did this kind of weird little song thing when I ran over him. It was at the end of the shot, and I'm like, hey, I got an idea. Let's just try it. So we do it again, and as I run over the guy, I just start saying, can you feel my four-wheel drive? And that was all I planned on singing. But for some reason, I just started singing more, and I was able to make an entire song out of the whole Lion King Love Tonight song, which hopefully would
That was
be...
Lion King?
That was... Can you feel my four-wheel... Can you feel the love tonight?
I don't watch it that much.
You are retarded.
I haven't seen it in years.
Okay, well, basically, I made the entire song from The Lion King and was able to warp it around me rolling over this guy. And
It
at the
rhymes sometimes.
yeah, and it rhymed occasionally. And it was a good time.
And what is your role in the film?
I have no role, but I decided to work behind the scenes because it's fun and I don't get paid, and I really like not getting paid. So
And how do you know Nick?
I've known him since high school senior year. We were in a acting class together, and I did one of my works, and he says, you gotta be in one of my films. And I did, and he killed me, and then we were friends ever since. So.
And what's it like to produce for this movie?
Geez, how can I put it?
Boring?
I get depressed. I have no money. I'm losing all my gas because he can't drive.
Make me sound like an asshole.
But deep down inside, he's a good person. You know what? You are really a nice guy. For Valentine's Day, he gave all the girls that were working a nice rose. So he is really a sweet guy. So, yeah. So I'm glad I'm a producer.
What else motivates you to keep working on this project?
It's fun. Hopefully he gets famous and he'll thank me for everything that I've done for him.
With a car.
With it, yeah.
For making me drive.
Let's see. Experience. I love acting and I love doing the behind the scenes stuff. So this is new for me, but I'm loving it a lot. So.
And how would you describe your experience working with Nick?
Oh God, evil laugh.
Oh, okay. How can I put this? It's like hanging out with your girlfriends, you know? It's so much fun. I mean, you know, we paint each other's nails and we talk about relationships and stuff.
That one's true.
Yeah, so it's just like one big sleepover minus the pillow fights. We use cameras instead. So
We can have a pillow fight if you want. I mean,
What future projects do you have?
I have no idea. I'm just the musical. I'm not gonna star in it, but I'm just hopefully gonna dance and sing and
I will kill you.
yeah. Oh, another thing, he always kills me in a movie. He always kills his good friends that are girls, in a movie. So he promised me in the next movie that I do, you're going to survive. So
All the girls.
all the girls are going to survive. I said, wouldn't it be better if the girls were killers too? But he's a little iffy on that. So I'm going to do a musical with him, and then hopefully I'll audition at El Camino for theater stage stuff, and that's basically it. Yeah.
I am a director, partial producer, not really, writer, actor, and cameraman, and many other things. I do a lot of things.
Okay, what's your character?
My character's name is Odai Su. I'm a emo Asian ninja assassin. Yes, I'm not Asian, but that's the whole point of it. It doesn't really make sense. it's just making fun of like ninja movies because we haven't had a really good ninja movie in a long time, and just let's make fun of them while we're at it.
So how would you describe your character?
My character is very emo. It's a complete, what's the word, a stereotype. I have, like, again, I wear black eyeliner, I have a hat, wear a black suit, red tie. It's basically My Chemical Romance with a gun. And but at the same time, I'm pretty badass. I do fight scenes, but I have a very bad demise, or
Dramatic ending.
dramatic demise. It's really cool.
Okay. And how did you come up with the idea for the movie?
Actually, it's a funny story. It started back about a year ago when me and my friends, Brandon of which, and Julio, who's also the other Ninja Proof officer, were just bored one day, and I happened to have a camera from my my film teacher, my introduction to film teacher, and he said, like, I was using it to capture stuff, but I figured I had it. Let's make a movie. We were bored, and I wanted to try some new special effects. So we made up a random movie. We just made it up as we went along. For some reason, my friend just said, hey, just say Ninja Warrior. And he rolls out. We did some special effects, and we start fighting. Really cheesy, really stupid. And at one point, they fly up in the air, and there was a fight sequence. It's actually on YouTube. It's called Ninja Proof. It's really bad, but it's really cool for a special effects movie. And then when we came up with this idea for this film festival, which we wanted to have, which we started back in the summer, at the beginning of the summer, we were saying, okay, we have a horror film, we have a thriller, we have a car chase film, we need an action film, or we need something, we need a comedy of sorts. And then Brandon came up with the idea while we were at dinner at Denny's one day, like, let's do Ninja Proof. And we're like, that's a good idea. So we decided, but if we were going to do it, we were going to do it bigger, better, and a lot more entertaining and cool. And at the same time, I found out that, we should make it look like a Michael Bay movie. Make it be something that, seems more visually interesting rather than, just storyline. And so we could make it really stupid and kind of like Hot Fuzz, which is also another movie we're basing it off of. But we can make it look really, really good. So if people say it doesn't look like it's kind of corny, it still look good. And if it looks bad, then it's like, oh wait, we did that on purpose. So kind of like that.
So either way we win.
Either way we win.
So how would you describe your audience?
I've never met them.
Well, who are you gearing it towards? I mean, you mentioned Hot Fuzz.
For all the films, like for the film festival, I'm gearing them towards everybody. I want everyone to see this. I want everyone to be involved in our films, mainly studios and people. But if not, just for people who like action movies, people who like comedies, people who like movies like Charlie's Angels, Michael Bay movies, and just like clowning around. It's kind of geared towards everyone but it's maybe a little bit more PG-13 audiences, and we have an unrated version for ourselves. And I always tell them, okay, now do one where you're not cussing, just because we're kind of vulgar in real life and we're just trying to make it cool.
Fucking A, yeah.
Okay, you mentioned special effects. What sorts are highlighted in this movie?
A lot of green screen effects and some stuff that I've never really tried before. But the way I write my scripts is I write it, if I feel that I cannot pull it off, I don't put it in there. I don't write it in. But or locations, weapons, things I could get, whatever, anything that I feel that I'm unable to accomplish, I will write in. So when I found out that we were going to do special effects, I was like, I think we could pull this off. I've done something along the lines of that. Everything from flying up into the sky to a car flipping through the streets. That's miniature work we're going to be getting done very soon. And I'm not an effects maven. People usually think that when some of my friends that I've shown my stuff to think that I'm really good at special effects. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not even really good with computers. I've crashed many computers because I don't understand the downloading things, and if people ask me how to fix it, I'm like, I don't know. I barely know about cameras. What a good camera is. I know that the camera I use is excellent, so I use it. But special effects, I'm not that good at. I just use what I know to my advantage. Everything on Final Cut Pro is very hands-on, and I basically taught myself over the years and learned from other people. So I just, I'm just putting things together, but I like to do things really practical. So some of the stuff that we're doing is practical work mixed with special effects. So Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you've had?
Some of the challenges we've had are somewhat acquiring some of the objects. At the same time, not like for this. What's great about this film is we actually have a budget, $700, which is we've never had. Actually, unheard of to us. It's like money. It's like wow. Honestly,
usually have Brandon pay.
usually it's just what.
Pay for it.
It's usually what.
Everyone else.
You're making me seem like a sleaze.
You are.
Cut all that out. No. What we're used to is like, either having to do stuff for ourselves, find stuff for ourselves, or like my friend's estate, having them drive me around because I'm unable to transport myself.
No car.
No license.
No nothing.
Keep that out too. So what we do is, so when I told them about I told people about this film festival, I told some family friends, I told some businesses, like, we're making this film, we could really use, your help. If you're interested, and some even just offered without me even entering it. They were saying, would you like some money for this film? I'm like, sure. And then they name a number. I'm like, well, we're trying to reach this. Okay, I'll give you 500. I'm like, but mostly the challenges are just long hours. I mean, as much as I love making movies, it keeps me busy. It's my anti-drug, as I like to say. It's tiring, and I sometimes wonder why I get myself into this, and then I feel responsible when people are either hurt themselves, get tired, or just like, scratch cars, messed up, are late for school, things like that. I feel responsible, or people are just sitting around, because I know that I arranged all of it. I wrote it, I created it, and I basically am the reason why they're there. So that's mainly the challenge, is just trying to get done early and just, trying to make everyone happy.
So how did you get interested in film?
My dad, plus a mixture of the film, The Matrix, the first ever Matrix. My dad was part of Torrance Community Television back in the day, and he made this film called Colorado Gym, which was really funny. It's online as well on YouTube. It was made by him. It was really it was really funny because you'll see me like a young 5-year-old me in there as a little Indian boy. It's kind of making fun of Indiana Jones, but I liked that, and I found out that he did that, and I was like, can you do a movie for me? And he didn't really do it, so I said I wanted to make a movie, and I saw The Matrix, and I wanted to make a Matrix-like movie. So they gave me a camera at my 13th year on Christmas, 8mm piece of crap. Filmed some stuff on it. Got my first film sucked. I try not to show anybody. My friend Brandon begged me to show him. I still can't believe he's got, what's the word, blackmail over me for that movie. I mean, it's nothing bad, but I just hate it.
He's gonna sell it when you.
Yeah,
oh my God, no.
I hope you become famous.
But yeah, then after I saw that movie and also my dad's film, it got me really into it, and I really wanted to do it. I started writing. I started just making movies off the fly. Then I went to Torrance High. They had a film department. They actually started the film department the first year I started, and I was like part of the beta testing program, and I kind of was the first one to be there, so it was really cool, and I liked that. So yeah, and then I've been doing it ever since. I've been learning over the years.
And how has it been directing? Have you learned anything about yourself as a director?
I got a short temper tantrum, but I'm getting better. I used to be really mad if people didn't listen. And also when things don't go my way usually. Like yesterday, we had a bad weather, very bad weather, and it started raining when it wasn't supposed to. I wanted to shoot a lot. It started sprinkling a little bit. Normally, I knew I would have freaked out, but instead I just took it very calmly. I was just like, okay, we can't do this. I was disappointed, but I think I took it very well on that. But yes. I'm sober 3 years now. Thank you. I haven't beaten anyone in 3 years. Yes. No.
You just hit me with a freaking BB gun, you bastard.
You hear us buzzing? Yeah, I hear it. So what I've learned is that I don't like to storyboard. I hate storyboarding because it just limits me. I feel like it limits me. Then I gotta feel like I'm stuck to that. And I don't know. It's kind of that's kind of like a biased question. I could never really answer that. I mean, I'd have to listen to other people. I think I'm good. I think I'm decent compared to some people out there on YouTube, but I know I'm not the best. I know that there's this people that I'm working with very soon in real life that their stuff is 10 times better than me, and I'm trying to reach it, and I'm nowhere near them, and I'm trying to. Like, every film I learn, I get it better, and I learn something new, so there's that.
And how's it like working with the cast?
Fun, because I know them. Most of the cast I've worked with for ever since high school. Like, Brandon, I met, again, as he might have said, like, back in high school, like, my second year, or my first year, actually, and then the second year we got to know each other a little bit more, and we did the film class together. Roxy, I knew my senior year, and I knew Melissa, another friend of mine, a little bit longer, but I really got to know her in my senior year. And then everyone else I've casted in other films. I like casting people I know, and when I got some people off of nowcasting.com for some other films, including this film. And when I do that, I put out a nowcasting bulletin saying it must be improvisational and good at humor, not because it works for the script or the story, but because I like working with people who are fun to work around, who are funny. Because if you take it too seriously, where if you do a joke and all of a sudden the person's like, no, and I'm like, okay, I'm just doing my role. It's like, what's the point? I mean, filming is supposed to be fun, and especially when there's a lot of time to kill. If you're just gonna be a buzzkill about it, what's the point?
Okay. So on that note, do you have any funny anecdotes you want to share?
I'm trying to think of something really good. Really, 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 really good. On creating this movie, like in pre-production, which we had like 3 months worth of actually pre-production, but before we were gonna have the film festival, we were like saying, okay, if we're gonna do this action movie, we've got to do it. But then I was gonna have the film festival in April, so I wasn't sure if we were gonna actually do this film. And the film festival's been moved up now. We realized that like about 2 weeks ago, maybe like 3 weeks ago, and but there was a point where this film wasn't going to be made for the film festival. We were just going to make it someday, and I was really like, we'll see. I mentioned Brandon. Brandon, you write it, because I'm too busy with the other films. Or, no, if we have time, maybe we could just do the beginning of it and show, like, only the car chase to the audience, and then say, coming soon. Or we could just make that, or just put it on the shelf. But the thing is that things I put on shelves never come back out until, like, years later. But, so what's funny is that, this film almost became nothing. And, after I wrote it, just because I had the winter off or something like that, after I wrote it and I read the script, I was like, we have to make this film because it was that funny and that good, because me and Brandon wrote it together. I mean, I wrote it, but he gave me his opinions and everything.
I pushed him to do it.
Him and I wrote it together. I wrote it, he gave me his ideas, his notes, and then, so it's written there as we both are writers, but even though I kind of actually handwritten it, but
Get to the funny anecdote.
Yeah. That's what's funny about it. This film, as great as it is and how excited I am now, I wasn't really that excited for a few months ago. I was like, we'll see. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of on stage, he's also done actual stage work. If you've ever heard of the musical Little Shop of Horrors, he played Audrey, which is supposed to be
Audrey 2. I didn't play the girl.
Sorry. Okay, he's Audrey 2. Now, if you
guys know,
if you know the story or the musical, Audrey 2 is this big carnivorous plant that's supposed to be sung by a very deep-voiced black man. And then we have Little Emo Nick singing it.
I'm not emo.
You see that?
So, did you just unclip me?
I clipped you back.
Don't mess with my pants.
I'm OCD. Sorry.
Oh yes, another gay moment. When the dummy that
just completely just changed.
The dummy that we
like a butterfly.
The dummy that we roll over with my mother's car. We actually did that of a model of him. We went online on YouTube. There's a video on how to make like little duct tape dummies. So we duct tape them around, and so after we duct tape them and cut them out of the shell, I have to hold him up, and the entire time the best handhold is right in the crotch. So like as he's trying to do it, I'm like, hey Nick, I'm touching you. Ooh yeah, you like that? Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah.
You make me and you wonder why people think you're gay.
Yeah.
Just go back to the Little Shop thing.
Okay, so Little Shop. So yeah, me that kind of sucked for me because in high school, like I'm more of a stage actor. I mean, I do act in front of the camera, but I enjoy being on stage more. And in high school, at our high school, there's only so many guys. I mean, that's usually the case. So it's like all the guys always got a role, and it just so happened that I always got the character that I wanted. So the final play of my senior year, Little Shop of Horrors, and I think, oh, I want to be the dentist. I'm probably going to get it because I always do. I didn't. And I was like, oh. So instead, because my teacher felt bad, she gave me every little role. So basically, in the program, it sees this, ba, da, 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 Brandon, da, 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 da.
Let me say this one. There is a scene in the movie, or in the play, sorry. I think movies all the time, where he has it's a musical number where he plays 3 different people. Behind the scenes was so funny because you just see him like go behind stage, change all of a sudden. He'd have a jacket over a dress. Under that would be pants. Under that would be another dress, and he'd go out, in, out, in, out, in,
Yeah.
and I'm just there going.
Basically, the point was I had to wear 3 costumes all at once, and I would have about 10 to 15 seconds to take one off to be the next character. I started off with this big trench overcoat, a hat, and dark glasses, and I was kind of like a German like spy, like trying to. Each one had an accent to it, so I was like this German spy, very angry in the way I was singing. Then I go off stage, and I immediately throw that off. I have a dress underneath. I put on a wig with a purse, and I come out really gay and doing a very false British type accent. Then I go out, then I take that off, and I have a green suit, and I'm a very kind of like car salesman like. And then after that, I have to get dressed into this florist type dentist looking thing. So it was like I looked like a scientist, but I was really some floral guy, and I was really nerdy, slick. I went downstairs, took a glob of hair gel, put it all the way in there, and then put on false things and just go around. Hey guys, okay, just to let you know, we're gonna come in and take some plants for you. Okay.
That's another reason why I like working with Brandon, because he could be like anything.
Yeah.
If you want one character, like, okay, I need someone funny. Someone funny.
Oh my
If I need someone funny looking, there you go. If I need someone who's a loser, there you go. If I need something, a girlfriend just dumped him, there you go. I mean, I
If you
gotta,
want a serial crazy killer.
if I want a serial killer, I could do it. And also, again, he could also be an action hero. And I actually, my first serious film I did back in high school, he was my first choice. And everyone was like, Brandon, are you sure? Because again, like you said,
It was a serious role.
he got really, he prefers funny roles, and that's all he used to get before me. And then I was like, well, you know what? I think he could do it. I mean, I could see him as an actor. I mean, whatever you give him, he usually like uses the best of his best he can. And I think he did really good. He scared people at the film festival, or at the Torrance Film Festival, and it was deemed a horror film, even though it was just a thriller and not even a horror. There's barely any blood in the thing, but it was considered a horror film. There was no monsters, there was nothing like that. It was just him, just
a lot of startling.
it's more of like a drama, like a thriller, like teen drama.
Well, basically, like with me, like as you can tell from all the interviews we're doing, I'm a goofy guy. So, like he said, no one thought I could play a serious role, and pretty much the reaction to me playing that role is kind of the same reaction people are having to the one guy from Country for Old Men or whatever. Is that what it's called?
Javier Bardem.
Yeah, the guy who is like so like insanely like psycho by doing so little. That's what people were like kind of complimenting me about. Like they didn't think I could do that.